What's going on, YouTube? Before we get started with this video, I want you guys to know that this video will find you when it's the right alignment. So the other day I was in the kitchen and I was washing dishes, and all of a sudden God sends me a message. So then I write it all down in my notes. So I'm gonna be tracking from my notes, guys. Lately it's been feeling like God's been talking to me, and it's like I just can't stay quiet. You feel me? Like after God's been putting message after message in my mind, in my heart, in my soul, I said, you know what? I can't just sit here. I can't sit here and not put out what God's putting inside me. Pause. So everything I say here, I promise you guys, I had the craziest download. I was literally just washing the dishes and I had the craziest download of all time. This is how to have an identity shift. As of recent, I feel like I'm going through, or I just came out of an identity shift. To be honest, I feel like I just came out of an identity shift. I want you guys to go to Proverbs 3:5-6. Put this in your notes so you could go look at it another time. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not onto your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will make paths straight. Okay? Now, the next verse I had here that I had to write down was Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. To give you hope and a future, guys. So number one on my list for having an identity shift is detach from reality. Now, this is what I put. This is what I wrote in my notes, literally bar for bar. Be formless like water. Be formless like water. When you put water into a cup, what happens, guys? It doesn't become the cup. It adapts. So pretty much, guys, unattach yourself to the outcomes. Let everything flow to you instead of forcing it. Number two, guys, stop chasing your goals, attract them. Legit, stop chasing your goals, attract them. It took me a long time to realize that a lot of times I thought it was about chasing my goal. I thought it was about waking up and grinding and working hard and I gotta hustle. That's the mentality that society has put on us, that we have to grind, hustle. We gotta go hard. We gotta work harder than the next man. We gotta have Lamborghinis. We gotta have BMWs right now. I need to be in a penthouse by tomorrow. That's what is put into our minds. Everything that we've been taught is backwards. You have to become attractive to your goals. The only way that's gonna happen is by aligning yourself with the habits, mindset, discipline of the version of you who already has it. A millionaire doesn't chase being a millionaire. He wakes up and moves like one. You don't chase that person. You become the person they're drawn to. You feel me? So number two is stop chasing your goals. Anything that you want in life, stop chasing. So that's another thing I've been doing, guys. I've been super delusional to the point where everything is confirmation. I'm in the gym. Guess what happens? My camera falls back. My DJI, a $900 camera that I just got 6 months ago, breaks. I call that confirmation that I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to do. So then the other day, my camera stand breaks. I call that confirmation that I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to do. So number three is detach from the illusion of how it's supposed to happen. What you think is supposed to happen is an illusion. Listen, the moment you attach yourself to a specific outcome, you block life from flowing to you naturally. So back then, I had a dream. I had this dream that I would be this big YouTuber, that I had to go to LA in order to be that YouTuber. I had to go to LA to make the content. I had this idea that if I got to LA, everything was gonna work out. I was gonna be in movies. I was gonna be on red carpets. Everything that was in my mind about being successful was attached to LA. Guess what God did? God didn't give me what I thought I wanted. God gave me what I needed. I ended up in New York. Do you know, I'm going through so many things. I've gone through so many trials and errors where it's like, yo, I probably would not be standing 10 toes. They say if you don't stand for nothing, you fall for everything. So now at this point in my life, I stand 10 toes. I'm not falling for just anything because I've been through so many things that at this point, I understand it. Listen, guys, I'm not talking to you guys pointing the finger like, yo, I'm better than you. Everything that I'm telling you is just placed from a spot of me having self-awareness and just being in a point in my life where God has shown me that, listen, I have to be a vessel. I have to tell you guys about these things. Because when I was younger, I wanted somebody to just pick up a camera and tell me the same thing I'm telling you right now. I think of this like talking to myself last year. So you don't even have to be young. You could be 25, you could be 28. I'm thinking about this from the perspective of maybe I needed to hear this message last year. So if you're in this place right now, again, this is confirmation. I needed to allow the path God was already placing in front of me. Becoming a personal trainer, walking in purpose, being a vessel. Stop trying to control how the blessing comes. You finally step into what? You finally step into flow, into abundance. 4, be mindful of the God you're praying to. Listen, everybody prays to a God, but what God are you praying to? Are you praying to a God of fear, or are you praying to a God of abundance? See, I pray to an abundant God. I told my mom, I said, abundance of opportunities are coming my way. She said, oh wow, like that type of faith is like, you know what I'm saying? But I told her an abundance of opportunities are coming my way. I serve an abundant God. Why would God have me sitting in lack? Why would an abundant God have me sitting in lack? Why would an abundant God have me sitting in fear? Everything around me will look like abundance because I serve what? An abundant God, a God that multiplies for everything that you're already grateful for. When you pray from gratitude and you thank God for waking you up, you thank God for the blessings of what you already have, you open the gates for more. When you pray from fear, what if I lose this? What if I don't have enough? You attract more lack. A fearful prayer builds a fearful life. A grateful prayer builds an abundant one, guys. So ask yourself, find out, think about it. What God are you praying to? Find out if you're praying to a God of fear, or are you praying to a God of abundance? Are you praying to a God of abundance, y'all? I've gone through an identity shift. I feel like I've already done it. I've already gone through an identity shift. Listen, number 5, act like you have it already. This is coming off right now. Act like you have it already. Guys, the external is an illusion. Everything that you want and you think you're looking for outside of yourself, you need to stop looking at the external. Stop looking at what you think you need. Stop looking at, dang, that girl may not like me. Essentially, the money isn't coming to you like you think you want it to come to you. The job has not come to you. You feel like the blessing hasn't come to you. So listen, everything that you want and everything that you're looking externally when you're in lack, when you're looking externally, waiting for something to change, the Instagram, the YouTube isn't working yet. You haven't hit 100,000 subscribers. Guess what, guys? Go inside internally. The shift happens internally. You have to do the work internally. Change how you're thinking about yourself. Change how you view the world. Change how you see failure to success. Change how you see failure to success, guys. This is something that I got from a book that I was reading today. I picked up The Secret. Listen, guys, I have this book called The Secret. I would recommend to pick it up. I've had this book sitting in my house for years. When I opened it, I manifested like 30,000 followers on TikTok. And then guess what happened? I had this little stagnant post, and then I ended up thinking, oh my goodness, all my posts are gonna be exactly like this now. All my views are gone. I'm losing followers. What is that putting out to the universe? What is that putting out? What frequency am I putting out? See, what you frequently see becomes your frequency. I have a video about that on my Instagram. So what frequency am I vibrating at that level? I'm vibrating at a frequency of lack. I don't see the opportunity. I don't see the abundance. But the second I switch my mindset to abundance, that doesn't mean I'm going to see it immediately. But time being delayed for us to get our manifestation is actually a blessing. Because if we actually got exactly what we wanted it instantly, if we got it instantly, we would, you know what I'm saying? We would get bad, we would be getting good, it would be too much. So we have time on our side where time is not real, where we get the time to think, yo, I think I want a different manifestation. Hey, I was thinking negatively. Let me switch that negative thought real quick to the positive. Let me start doing positive affirmations now, because I see that I've been thinking negative for so long that all I've been seeing in my life show up is negativity. It was in the book today when I was reading it. So it says, have you ever started to think about something you were not happy about? And the more you thought about it, the worse it seemed. Because as you think one sustained thought, the law of attraction immediately brings more like thoughts to you. So like attracts like. Think of yourself like a magnet. Think of yourself like a magnet. The law of attraction immediately brings more like thoughts to you. In a matter of minutes, you have gotten so many like unhappy thoughts coming to you that the situation seems to be getting worse. The more you think about it, the more upset you get. You may have experienced attracting like thoughts when you listened to a song and then found that you couldn't get that song out of your head. The song just kept playing over and over in your mind. When you listen to that song, Even though you may not have realized it, you gave full attention and focus of thought to it. As you did that, you were powerfully attracting more like thoughts of that song. And so the law of attraction moved into action and delivered more thoughts of that song over and over again. Guys, listen, this year I had the biggest transformation when I changed the music I was listening to. And this is gonna be number 6. I used to listen to Rod Wave. I used to listen to Young Baby. I used to listen to Young Boy, Lil Baby, you feel me? Listening to all this music. And I am not gonna lie, that music kept me at a low frequency. So if you're listening to regular music, I'm gonna be honest, guys. Maybe R&B, maybe some calm music, but I'm not gonna lie, rap music, for some reason when I listen to that, and I'm listening to all that Rod Wave sad music, and I'm a huge Rod Wave fan. But a lot of Rod Wave songs can put you in a depressed place because a lot of times he's singing about depressed things. When you listen to Lil Baby, he's rapping about things that you do not have, that things that you do not see in your life. So automatically, what do you think is gonna happen? When you listen to Future, you start thinking toxic. I changed my music to uplifting music. I only listen to gospel. Well, it's like affirmations. It's like I'm affirming to myself like, yo, I'm in the right path. I already won. Listen, you could only have what you already have. I'm talking from a place of conviction. You have to get convicted. You have to have conviction, guys. You have to know your life is getting better. You have to know that you already won. You have to know that you're a millionaire. You have to know that you're living a life of success. You have to know that you're living an abundant life. Because when you say, I believe that this is gonna happen, I believe that, no, you have to have conviction. You have to know it in your heart that God is on your side. Even if you don't see it externally. Camera's overheating. Again, I'm talking too much heat. Even if you don't see it externally, you can change what you see internally. And once you change what's going on internally, your universe will start to shift and you will start to see it externally. It will happen naturally because that is the law of attraction. And that's what I'm gonna leave you guys with this video. Again, you can only have what you already have. That's the end of my video. There you guys have it. To have an identity shift. Those are top 5, top 6. I don't know. I'm going home to edit this right now because I'm so excited for you guys to hear exactly what God put in my heart. And God has been using me. I'm his vessel. And there was a time when I used to doubt if good things would happen to me. But guess what? God came to me and he changed my life. And now I am a vessel to God. I've surrendered to God. I said, God, you can change my life. You can do whatever you want to do with my life. I don't care anymore about living for society, listening to regular music. I don't care about just being ordinary. I don't care about trying to fit in. As long as it's what you want me to be and what you want from my life, I will listen and I will do exactly what you tell me. I'm gonna leave you guys with this verse at the end. Hebrews 11, verse 6. And without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists, that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. Listen, guys, I'm gonna end this video. Seek God. Go open up the Bible. Pray to an abundant God. Start actually building a relationship with God. That's all I gotta say, guys. I'm gonna end the video. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, this video will find you when it's divine timing, in the right alignment. This is confirmation you are on the right path. I hope to catch you guys in the next video. We out.